Okay, today we are going to be examining the role of graphic design during the COVID-19 pandemic. I want you to think about the role of graphic designers during this time and really look at this as a design opportunity. I want you to think about how graphic design has the ability to potentially save lives. Specifically, I'd like for you to consider the visual impact and the importance of design in effectively communicating information. So chances are, if you have been on the internet, social media, or turned on your TV in the past weeks, that you have undoubtedly seen visuals connected with the COVID-19 coronavirus. As you can see in the infographic above, there have been more mentions in the media with the coronavirus than any other infectious disease of the past. Graphic designers have worked quickly to capture the attention of a global audience, communicating key concepts using icons, illustrations, and infographics. This is important because we as humans are very visual. Actually, half of our brains are devoted to the processing of visual information. We can remember images seen for as little as 13 milliseconds. And at least 65% of people are visual learners. Humans have a remarkable ability to remember pictures, and therefore this makes graphic designers' role at this time even more important. We typically remember about 80% of what we see and do, 20% of what we read, and only 10% of what we hear. And visual presentations are 43% more effective than just listening to someone speak. So how can design help stop the spread of the coronavirus? Well, let's look at this example. This is an example of data visualization. That's the graphical representation of information and data. This specific example was created by the Harvard Global Health Institute in collaboration with ProPublica. They were looking to help hospital leaders prepare for the influx of patients and created an app that would visually represent the motion needed to take local leadership into action. What do you think of this visual? Overall, this visual does a pretty good job of clearly demonstrating the coronavirus symptoms. How about this one? Can you spot an error? If you look closely, see that it says cover your coughs and sneezes, use a tissue or your sleeve, not your hands. Huh? But what is that guy doing in the image? He's using his hands over his mouth. If you don't want us to do that, why would you put that in the visual? Besides that, this is a pretty good poster. But we really need to make sure that our visuals are portraying correct information. What do you think of this one? This one actually has a lot of good information, but it's almost too much. The overload of text and imagery is too much for the brain to take in and maybe doesn't effectively communicate in the best way possible. How about this image? Let's look at it without the text. If I were to see this quickly walking by, I would see a spray paint can, a guy holding a mouse that it looks like it's being rained on, and a person running away. Yeah, this is not clearly communicating what it wants me to do. While it does make some sense with the infographics, these aren't really the best way to communicate information. So what are your thoughts? I think it's really important to consider the imagery as well as the text that goes along with these infographics. Maybe you've seen this one. In the past few weeks, organizations such as the World Health Organization and the Center for Disease Control have been actively working with the designers to portray information and data. Specifically, this one is encouraging us to flatten the curve. There's also been infographics going out about the importance of social distancing. And maybe you've seen this video that went viral. This was created by a graphic designer, And it uses matches to show that if one person practices social distancing, that we can effectively stop the spread of the coronavirus. Artists have been interpreting this time as well, as you can see in these interesting representations of the Mona Lisa. And even Instagram has gotten on board with their stay-at-home graphic. FaceTime has been to the rescue, which I thought was cleverly displayed in this image from an article. And who doesn't love a good cartoon? Cartoons can keep things light and fun while also emphasizing the importance of social distancing and social distancing. So, your graphic design challenge. I want you to design an infographic or social media post for COVID-19. The change starts with you. You are hired to create a graphic design, infographic, or social media post that provides important information in the current pandemic and/or encourages social distancing to flatten the curve. How can you visually depict and clearly communicate this information? How will you capture the attention of your audience? For this project and your graphic design, I encourage you to use design tools such as Canva, Adobe Spark, Piktochart, or another platform of your choice. Remember to do your research, cite your sources, and display accurate information. When you're finished, please submit your final image or images on Canvas. Make sure that you can complete all of the Edpuzzle activities that are also assigned with this assignment. They'll be posted on Edpuzzle. There's a few different videos for you to watch on infographics that I think are informative and helpful. And then when you're finished, make sure you submit your final graphic design with short explanation or caption on Canvas. Please don't forget to do the Edpuzzle portion, as I can see when you are on Edpuzzle and that you have successfully answered the questions associated with each of those videos. That will be part of your overall grade. The change starts with you. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email me. If you would like to do a Google Hangout or Zoom, if you have any questions, we can always set that up. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.